We have breaking news in the WVLT newsroom. This massive fire.
Here in the recycling plant, the flames are still burning.
Continue to hear more of those loud explosions. Fire department saying that's because of propane tanks.
The fire is burning right behind your building.
See, there's houses that are right here next to the fire.
Again, they are evacuating some 65 homes.
In the way that this could have gone, I think it was a great job by Knoxville Fire Department.
Keith, let's try and show this. This is something that I was able to shoot. What I did is I walked up next to this building and then back through the woods. That's the main meat of the fire. That's the recycling plant. There's the railroad tracks that separate these homes and this business, and the fire is right next to it. There were mounds of materials there because of the black smoke, likely plastic. There are paper and cardboard, which is one of the reasons the fire probably started and spread so quickly. And then those booms we're hearing, folks. We've been told by a couple of experts, including DJ Corcoran with the fire department and the folks here at Coastal Supply, that those are likely empty propane tanks that are being recycled. They just get so hot that they blow, they expand and blow.
They just pushed us back as we continue to hear more of those loud explosions. Right now the fire department is saying that's because of propane tanks. Just what you heard right there, those loud explosions. We've heard about a dozen or so just within the past 10 minutes.
See, there's houses that are right here next to the fire. What they have not done, and we have not seen on these houses, is telling these people to leave.
This little yellow house right here, Keith, I don't know if you can get that. The man who owns that house and lives in that house is about a block away, and he's very nervous right now, concerned that this fire could catch and spread.
This paper starting to come down more. This is actually the largest piece that we've been able to get we've caught here. That's a pretty solid piece of paper, and it's still kind of just coming down behind us.
As we circle the area, you can see how thick the smoke is. You can see how dense it is, and I will give you, I'm going to try to get back around and maybe come in from a different angle right now, but this gives you a pretty good idea of what we're seeing from the air.
A malfunctioning piece of equipment within the recycling plant seems to have sparked this fire. That's the initial determination from fire investigators. We're also learning 25 employees who work at the Fort Loudon Waste and Recycling Plant have evacuated safely.
John lives about 2 or 3 homes down this way. First, tell me how you found out about it and then what you did. John Human, another boom.
So I was driving in the neighborhood right before the fire trucks actually made it to the plant. And so I came over here immediately, and when I got out, there was embers burning everywhere. I got my hose out, was spraying the yard, spraying embers that flew on the roof.
You guys okay? You guys okay? There's a gas line up here. There's a gas line on the tracks right there. Is that something to watch out for? We're on TV live, by the way, just so you know. So we got the fire burning here.
Yes, it's really red hot right there.
You say they're shooting right where your house is. Is your house okay?
Yeah, it's okay. They said it wasn't going to get over there. It might make it to the trees, but it's not going to go across the fence.
This is something, we just got the call. Whoa, something just blew up there. Wow.
You guys get going.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck.
It is so big that Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley can now see it on her radar.
So this is the perspective of that plume of smoke coming out of North Knoxville. Folks in Union County into Granger County, you could easily be seeing some of this smoke.
We have learned that they're working to bring an excavator in to potentially help crews get to the source of the fire.
We are now inside the site where the fire has been burning. You can get an idea of how much has been contained, how much of this the firefighters have been able to tackle. This is the recycling plant. You see tons of tin, metal, these metal buildings here that have melted. What we have here are the ends being beaten back by firefighters, but there is an intense but condensed blaze still burning in the center. Most of the homes around us are evacuated tonight. People having to spend the night with friends in hotels or at a shelter. It's not clear when people will be able to move back, but we do know that fire is probably going to rage for days.
That heavy rain just keeps on going.
We've had about 3 inches of rain, the possibility of another 2 inches of additional rain in the heart of Knox County.
This is usually a little creek, and it's just out of control.
I'm on Concord Street. This water is extremely deep.
We've been here 10 years and I've never seen it get up even close to this.
Several teams are doing swift water rescue.
You can see right here behind me is the minivan still trapped. The water completely up over the hood now. We've been out here for a few minutes and the water continues to rise.
Right in front of us, a Honda just plows right through the flood water. People are honking at her and stuff.
So he's getting looks like a kid out of the back seat, my goodness. So the officer is carrying the child. There's your police officer. He's getting another child out.
About a dozen cars floating in the water in Lenoir City. This is Dr. Marty's car care. It's along East Broadway Street. And he says these are customers' cars that he's been trying to work on. He's never seen flooding this bad before. Didn't think it was going to get this bad, so he didn't move his cars this morning.
Crews got Anderson and his 2 dogs across safely, walking through the current.
I can't say enough for them. They really risk their lives to get me out of there and my dogs.
We're still working to learn why this guy was in the water in the first place.
We had more than a month's worth in about 12 to 15 hours today, but there's more on the way.
This is part of Powell High School's property. You can see it is largely underwater tonight.
You just tell them, do you want to die? Because if you're going to drive through it, there's a potential for you doing that.
And a lot of folks will stop here and take a picture, but today folks are stopping to take pictures of this incredible sight here with all the water that's rushing down. This normally is a spill area. This is Perry's Mill. This is where the mill used to be, so you had the overspill.
Knoxville police say animal control helped save this dog along with a handful of other pets today.
When this storm hit, it just brought all of the debris from the lake that's right in front of the event center. But we're talking, there's pillows. Look at this. There's a pillow that's right here.
Just kind of shocked. This is what's left of Suzanne Vickers' 3-level home.
You just don't prepare for something like that.
They have never experienced anything like this. They actually don't have flood insurance because they never expected this.
That's Kenny Bailey. He runs the new ferry.
I grew up here. I've lived here all my life.
About 50 people rely on his boat. The commute to their jobs now has a detour.
This neighborhood over here, one of these houses just shouted that we had to be rescued during the afternoon yesterday, and they just got power back on 5 minutes ago.
It just keeps coming up every day. Never done this.
Brandy Anderson's been moving furniture out of her home since last Thursday. It's a frustrating time for this single mom while the water keeps rising.
It's just a matter of time. It's going to keep going up. It goes up every day.
But the water has been up to 2 feet inside Erica Grandstaff's home over the past 3 weeks. She's actually had to move. She and her 6 kids have lived in this house for the past 25 years, and now the home she wanted to pass to her kids is probably going to be condemned. We got some aerial footage and some shots inside the home. I can tell you the black mold already forming.
Flames shooting through the roof of one of Tennessee's oldest courthouses.
We have all hands on deck covering the breaking news we were first to tell you about.
We've just been told to move out of the way. There's too much smoke here.
Justin, we watched one of your Facebook Lives. The smoke was so bad, firefighters actually started moving you back.
An emotional night for a lot of people because of what's been lost there.
It just brings tears to my eyes. Part of history is going to be destroyed.
We've got full-length videos from our crews.
You can see it all in the WVLT News app. Make sure you sign up for that.
It looks like it's appearing to grow. The ladder trucks have gone what appears to be back up. I'm not sure if they're going to spray with those ladder trucks.
We got to back up. If that thing goes, it's going to get real bad.
The mayor of Loudoun County asking us to back up now. It appears that it's going to be getting worse.
Everybody down the end of the street.
Okay. We're moving this way, everybody, and we've been asked by law enforcement to move out of the way. There are several people out here kind of taking in what's going on here in the downtown Loudoun area.
Need y'all to find a clear place where there's no smoke to go.
Yes, sir. We've just been told to move out of the way. There's too much smoke here by the Loudoun County Fire Department. It's hard to breathe out here. The smoke is so thick. The fire department is asking us to back up.
We have team coverage from the heart of Loudoun tonight where things are going downhill fast. Part of the roof of the county's historic courthouse has collapsed after that massive fire broke out around dinner time. It is a dangerous situation for the firefighters who are now finally able to get inside the structure and tackle hot spots. It's also been dangerous for about 100 people who are trying to get as close as they can to see what's happening. The courthouse has stood longer than anyone has been alive.
And you can still probably see some of the smoke kind of rising and some of that hazy fog, but the flames are now completely out, and now you have that real strong smell of that smoke that's going to be lingering here for, I'm sure, a couple of days. Kind of that reminder of the devastation here tonight.
Twin toddlers die after falling into their babysitter's pool.
But tonight, mom and dad decide tragedy will not define their children. They were masters of mischief.
And this is an example of them being mischievous. There's a little box where their toys go, and
The toys are not in it.
no, they are.
They were partners in crime.
They climbed out of the crib together. They destroyed their room together, poured powder everywhere, diapers, wipes.
They very much understood each other and co-conspired in their shenanigans together.
And they were more than the tragedy that took them.
Alyssa was really Daddy's princess. Elijah was definitely more of Mama's boy.
Very much so.
They were both just perfect. Just perfect.
This is all that mom and dad have left. Little moments caught on camera.
This is their first Halloween. This probably made my day that day, more than likely. That smile obviously is beautiful.
And stories that will never slip away.
She would crawl into my jewelry box and take every piece of jewelry out. And I mean, she'd have bracelets, up her arms. If you tried to give him a girl sippy cup, he
Did not have that.
No,
Did not.
he did not. He knew the difference between boys and girls right away.
Before Elijah passed away, his parents donated his organs and gave life to other children.
He's hopefully saved at least 3, if not 4 people's lives, more than some of us will ever do in our lives.
He is a hero.
He'll be our little hero.
They are a blessing.
They were definitely a light. They brought happiness everywhere.
They are more than just a tragedy.
It's my little girl again.
This has probably been the greatest 23 months of our lives, so it's been great.
WVLT is learning new details about the babysitter taking care of the twin toddlers. We found out she doesn't have custody of her own children. State officials have investigated several complaints against her business, including accepting pain pills as payment for child care. Plus, she's been arrested in Tennessee and Florida.
On May 17th, DHS came to Sally's home with a court order to stop caring for kids. This is the body camera video from that visit.
This is the paperwork that we're serving you. Restraining orders, operating illegal.
4 is not illegal.
No.
So if I have 4, I'm good.
Right, but you haven't had 4. You had more than 4.
One time you came and I had more than 4. And I had someone here with me. And we were having a party, and I can have a party in my home. So, anything else?
Yeah, I need to get your information whenever she's done.
She should have it. Thank you.
We need your ID. Well, I need it, so.
You can get it from her.
I can get it from you.
We're getting it from you. Okay, my name is Jennifer Sally.
Okay.
As you know.
I do not know. That's why I'm asking you.
Lose your attitude. We're not here for anything. You're not going to get an attitude with us. You're the one doing something. You're getting served with paperwork. We need your information for a report.
I just gave him my name. What else do you need?
I need all your information.
Amanda Harris joining us now with a story that she broke. A federal lawsuit filed against a Knoxville babysitter who was caring for toddlers when they drowned in her pool. What have you found out now, Amanda?
Well, Ted, I got off the phone with attorney Wayne Ritchie. He represents the twins' parents. He confirms that they are suing Jennifer Sally, claiming that she allowed unsafe conditions and failed to supervise the twins last summer, leading to their deaths. Sally is already out of jail tonight. She posted a $50,000 bond. Robert Grant is live from the address that she gave authorities today. And Robert, it's actually not far from the daycare where those twins died.
Yeah, Amanda, that daycare off of Fox Lonis is just down the street here. We're right now off of Stately Circle, kind of in the Middlebrook Pike area, which is the address that she listed there to law enforcement. But just a little reminder, being charged right now with 2 counts of criminally negligent homicide. But the DA's office telling us that she turned herself in just today and is now out on $50,000 bond.
Listen, Jackson. Listen.
Jackson Valentine is waiting.
Do you hear him?
Every Tuesday, as patiently as a 2-year-old does, he sits, waiting for the garbage truck.
If he hears him, we have to go down to the driveway.
Most toddlers get excited about a giant truck making a special stop in front of their house.
He always likes to just wave at him, and Mike will usually blow the horn or, wave back.
It's a simple thing, but the thing that makes this stop so special is its simplicity. When Mike, the garbage man, turns into Mike, Jackson's friend.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday, he backed up and stopped and let him get in the truck. And he was so excited. It just excited him to death.
Mike gets about 30 seconds a stop, but took an extra 5 minutes to make someone's day, to turn a stranger into a friend, to let a little boy explore the truck he waits for every Tuesday.
Tuesday, I look forward to coming by. He's always waving, and it just makes your day, good to see him.
What Jackson may not understand quite yet.
There are actually genuine people out there who will do that, who will just stop and take 5 minutes out of their day.
All right.
Just to make somebody happy.
Every Tuesday, Jackson waits patiently for a small act of kindness. The kind that's worth the wait. In Maryville, Brittany Tarwater, WVLT News.
Telling bye-bye, he's through.
It is called the pilot rebate scandal. One of the biggest companies in East Tennessee ripped off truckers. The highest ranking leader of pilot to face trial and prison was convicted 5 months ago. Former President Mark Hazelwood tells only WVLT News how he lives with being called guilty while claiming he is innocent.
Today, he's facing prison for ripping off those very truckers.
Ted, I got to tell you, it's devastating, and I'll tell you why it's devastating is that I spent my whole life in the trucking industry, my whole life.
The former president of Pilot hasn't been heard in public for 5 years, until now.
What's been the worst part of this for you so far?
What it's done to my family. And them having to see some of the things that are written that just, that it just hurts them, and I know it hurts them, and it tears me up.
You've been portrayed as a fraud. You've been portrayed as a liar. You've been portrayed as a racist. What are your response?
That's not me. And those aren't three good things. And that's not who Mark Hazelwood is. That's never been who Mark Hazelwood is. We sure couldn't have built a company on that kind of reputation.
The court found Hazelwood guilty of fraud and witness tampering, saying he led the scheme to rip off truckers by essentially charging regular customers more for diesel than promised. Pilot Flying J's board settled a class action suit 5 years ago by paying millions of dollars back to trucking companies. Hazelwood is the highest ranking pilot employee in court for criminal charges.
For most, mowing the lawn is just another chore on the list. A job done.
I mowed this yard twice.
Brings a sense of relief. But for Steve Lundy,
and it felt absolutely great. I'm not gonna cry.
this job isn't a burden, it's an opportunity. Just 4 months ago, this war veteran became a prisoner in his own home.
I was feeling down in the dumps. Couldn't get out of my own house.
Steve lost his leg last year because of poor circulation.
It was either that or death.
So an East Tennessee group, Vet to Vet, stepped in to help.
Not only repair the home, but we want to make sure we repair the mind, body, and spirit.
For these guys, building a ramp was just another job. For Steve,
then I could finally get out.
It was freedom.
He did almost his whole front yard.
I'm beginning to help out around the house, outside the house.
Each week, this is where he'll be, cutting back the grass, growing himself.
It's not a chore, it's something that I want to do.
In Alcoa, Robert Grant, WVLT News.
You know, it's incredible the amount of rain we've gotten in the last few days and the conditions it's created. Things like this. And like this. I mean, it's unbelievable. But here on campus, we've got a baseball game going on. No, flooding and baseball don't typically go together, but thanks to the new artificial surface, rain's really not an issue.
Come on, I give up.
Caleb.
Oh, okay. Yes, listen, we got NCAA basketball 2010 going on right here. We're playing Tennessee against Kentucky, and they made me play with Kentucky. So I'm losing on purpose, we'll just say that. Look, we got students out here outside Thompson Bowling Arena camping out like 19 hours before tip-off tomorrow against Kentucky. Gotta love this. Let's check it out. Now, a couple hours before tip-off, they'll open up these doors and there'll be a mad rush to get the best seats possible. Hold her up tight, make a little loving, a little turn down and on. What was that? Oh, come on, what was it? On the Mason-Dixon line.
Fistball, talking trash.
Yeah, there's been beef this season.
It was almost like a standoff.
But Tennessee's beef comes wrapped up in a tortilla shell with lettuce. His name is Colin Castleberry, but he goes by the TBA Taco.
Come get some taco! Come get some taco! How's it feel to have this beautiful orange in the middle?
Some babies, they just go to sleep and never wake up.
It's literally just this mysterious ending of a life.
I didn't hear about it. I didn't know what it was.
I could just see his legs hanging out, and I knew.
You see your baby's laying there purple and, you know, got blood coming out of her nose.
I just wanted her back.
The cause of death was SIDS.
Okay, what is SIDS? What caused this?
We have 5 kindergarten classes worth of children dying every year in the state of Tennessee.
They have changes in their cell architecture that's only been described in epilepsy.
We see you and you're heard and your child's not forgotten.
Hopefully we can save a life.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Hara. Thanks for joining us for this special program on WVLT, Wake Up, Babies at Risk. In the last few months, I've interviewed a handful of East Tennessee families who have lost children to SIDS. All of them say they never thought it would happen to them. All of them say it could happen to you.
Look here. Are you gonna smile?
Nothing in this world
Kisses, thank you.
will fill your heart like the love of a child. This is Maverick. But before Maverick was even born, baby Knox arrived.
He was my 3rd baby. He was just happy, healthy.
And that's when Alicia Palmer learned nothing in this world will break your heart like the pain of losing a child.
December 20th, it was just a normal day. I mean, we got up, he was happy. Several hours later, I get the call, there's an emergency. And I actually met the EMT workers. We pulled in at the same time, and they were carrying him out. He was wrapped in a blanket. I could just see his legs hanging out, and I knew it was really, really bad at that point.
Her baby Knox, just 3 months old, died a mysterious and unexpected death while at daycare. The diagnosis was SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Every day I sit here and I think there's going to be a mom and a dad. They're going to put their baby down for a nap, or they're going to put their baby to sleep tonight, and that baby is not going to wake up. That happens every single day.
It did happen again to Courtney and Anthony Singh.
All right, let's go this way, boys. She was pretty much a perfect baby.
When their daughter Cassie,
until the night that she passed away,
was just 2 months old.
Something like woke me up at about 2 o'clock and said, you need to check on her.
He said she's not breathing.
Courtney called 911.
She walked me through doing CPR. So,
EMTs rushed Cassie to the hospital.
And the doctor come in and he just told us that, you know, she didn't make it.
We had plenty of people with us, but at that moment, I just wanted her back. I didn't care, who was there.
SIDS took another life, left another family confused. So what is SIDS? Well, that's mostly a mystery.
But we do know a baby is most at risk for sudden infant death syndrome during the first 4 months of life.
That's why consistently practicing safe sleep is so important. The American Academy of Pediatrics says that babies should sleep alone in their own crib and on their back, on top of a fitted sheet in a completely empty crib. There should be nothing in the crib with your baby. No blankets, no pillows, no bumpers, and no toys. But still, that may not be enough. For all that we don't know about SIDS, we do know this. It is likely the very moment that a disease we have not identified yet turns deadly.
So what's a mother to do?
Hi, this is Alicia with Knox Blocks. How can I help you?
Alicia Palmer started Knox Blocks, named after her son Knox, aimed at helping families avoid heartbreak. Knox Blocks donates wearable monitors that track a baby's heart rate and oxygen level, then send alerts to parents when something seems wrong. Alicia says the device could have saved her baby Knox.
There's a lot of physicians that we've talked to where they truly feel like, yeah, it could have. Just a minute starting CPR could have made the world of a difference.
Even though some experts say there is not a single reported case of a wearable monitor saving a baby from SIDS, but Alicia says there's comfort in knowing when something goes wrong. Comfort that Courtney and Anthony Singh have new reason to want.
I would really love to have an Owlet monitor. Here is a little brief story of why.
September 2013, we finally had a daughter.
She was more beautiful than we could have ever expected.
We took Cassie to church for the first time on November 24th.
We had no idea that would be the last time that we would spend with her while she was alive.
At 2 a.m., he woke up to check on her and she was gone.
That was and will
always be the worst day of my life.
life.
We would feel so much better if we could have an Owlet monitor. When I read her story, it was our story. I mean, it was just, I knew the pain that she lived through.
This is the reason that Courtney and Anthony
You see where she go?
asked Knox Blocks for a smart sock.
Yeah, this is our miracle.
And this is why Knox Blocks said yes.
There we go. Oh, that's a birdie. She has helped heal my heart. Is that Beauty and the Beast?
A new life both mom and dad are desperate to protect from SIDS. Her name is Annabeth Joy. When she's sleeping, she's wearing that monitor, and her parents say they're at peace. And when she's awake,
yeah, you got everybody now. She is the princess of the house.
the whole family
Look at baby.
finds its joy.
Yeah. You get your other baby? The joy has returned to all of us. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get you.
Maverick brings that same joy to Alicia. And so does her work with Knox Blocks. In less than a year, it's gifted more than 1,400 wearable monitors to parents across the country.
We truly believe that Knox had a purpose, that he still does have a purpose. And we believe that this is it, you know. We lost him at 3.5 months. And he has accomplished more than most people do their whole life, truly.
And while nothing will break your heart like the loss of a child, Alicia says there's something about trying to save other children.
What is he doing?
That can heal it.
With every outlet that we give parents a little peace of mind and a little piece of Knox.
How close do you think we are to cracking this mystery?
I think it'll take 10, 15 years for us to really understand, but I think we're on the threshold of a whole new era in terms of this.
It's therapeutic for me to talk about my son.
He was here and he mattered. We can't love her up close, but we can still love her.
He still does have a purpose, and we believe that this is it.
Hopefully we can save a life.